We've got to give Clan Ghost Bear a little bit of love. We're continuing to make our way through some of the clan invasion machines, positioning ourselves for that massive rush of models. And regardless if you're dedicated to the Inner Sphere or the clans, there's some interesting tech. There's some interesting tactica either to utilize, or if you're Inner Sphere, to come up with an understanding and a way to defend against it. We're leaning and looking at assault mechs, but we're going to get to mediums. We're going to get to lights. As always, I'm a little bit biased by the bigger machines because you've got just the raw tonnage to mount lots of interesting toys and tech. And with the clans, you want to take advantage of a lot of those weapons. So now with the Bruin, we start to see some unique weapons showcasing the clan tech. Previously, the mechs that we were exploring, the weapons are kind of lasers, PPCs, they're ER, they're pulse, they're upgrades. They're a lot more deadly, they do a lot more damage. But in terms of the Inner Sphere, there's a lot of things that you're familiar with, even though they are starting to outrange and outgun you. In these reviews, the Bruin is the first to introduce the Gauss rifle and the Streak SRM missiles. Gauss rifle is the most powerful weapon in the game. Damage, range, firepower, it brings things to an entirely new level. It is the equivalent Inner Sphere of the PPC, right? Pure Inner Sphere, Succession era, Fall of the Star League. The weapon that has the most range, the most punch, the most damage is the PPC. I love autocannon 20s, but you got to get up there and earn it. So now we have a weapon that every single turn is firing at long range and is just absolutely blasting away. Absolutely just devastating. And of course, the idea behind all the clans, you've got good armor, you've got good mobility. They're just extremely mobile weapons platforms. Paired to this is a large pulse laser. Difference between the pulse and the ER. ER's got the range, pulse has got the modifiers bringing those down. That's what makes this even deadlier, especially the closer that you get, and it's the large variant. And you've got a pack of LRM-10 missiles. So this is the first division. The Bruin's weapons are, I like to think of it in these two package clusters. The first is at long range, and I'm not necessarily going to hang back long range with this mech, but what this means is you have three weapons working in tandem. It's like a trifecta that as soon as things are in range, you're firing out. You're firing out the pulse laser, the LRM, the Gauss rifle. That alone on most mechs is the equivalency firepower of beyond anything Inner Sphere can put out, or is at that spectrum, at that high-end spectrum with the Inner Sphere, but they do a lot more damage. As the Bruin closes, so you want to hang back and try to outrange me. Fritz is going to be bringing the archers and some long-range stuff. I can't play that game. You're just going to chew through me. You've got three weapons geared up, keyed up. You've got the heat, you've got the mobility, you've got the armor. I really can't count on a lucky shot. If I'm going to soften you up, I don't have enough long-range stuff. So I'm going to close. Or when you close, now we get to the ER medium lasers. First thought I was like, they should be pulse. But that configuration with the ER, the extended range, what that means is now there's a seamless range. It's seamless. The range gap is absolutely seamless where you're going to switch over and utilize these, but the switch is more of a tandem happening at the same time, right? With Inner Sphere mechs, whatever those primary weapons are. I've been using the Warhammer because the Warhammer is a great example of multi-ranged, multi-faceted weapons. The Warhammer, as it advances, I'm going to be shooting the PPCs. But then what we're going to look at and what we're going to utilize is PPCs are going to go silent, and now we're going to use the lasers and the missiles. One set of weapons turns off, the other one turns on. With the Bruin, you're going to those ER medium lasers seamlessly. The other weapons are firing in tandem too. It's just how much heat do you want to push? And then once you've opened things up, you fire the streaks. They either lock on and fire and hit with everything, or they don't. So you have an interesting mix of a mech that can just blast you off the table. If you're a medium and a light, just don't accept that challenge. Stay Desgra, and you get hit, you're going to get blown apart. If you're heavier in assault mech, you accept that challenge, and you're fighting, usually you'll rely on your armor, but this is going to punch through your armor in a spot really, really fast with that many weapons, with that much focused stuff. And in that capacity, once it does, it gets really close. Streaks lock on, crit seek. It's going to bypass the armor internally even faster. So just a very, very fearsome machine. And while not as popular as the Timberwolf, I would put the Bruin up there. I mean, it's a sexy model. It looks great. It reminds me of a shark. It reminds me like of a shark with wings and feet. It's an auto-include. And auto-include mechs in Battletech. We all have our favorite machines, our quirky designs, the crazy tech we want to do on the table. But sometimes when you're building your collection or you're thinking ahead of time, well, I don't know the mission. I don't really know what Fritz is going to bring. Although you kind of do. It's going to be Warhammers and Marauders and Longbows and Archers. A bunch of bug mechs. But if you didn't know what I was going to bring, because I'm playing clans and we're going to do Trial of Possession to see who can restore order to the inner sphere as quickly as possible, in exploring that, Bruin's just good across everything. Bruin's just fearsome, amazing, and definitely, in my mind, an auto-include in Battletech.